Our friends are dying. And between us, nothing at all is settled except our loving. Softly speak of it, but say something. We are middle-aged and our friends are dying. What do we lie down beside when we lie down alone, together? If I could remember the names, the places, rooms and faces, gestures and conversations, I'd have some excuse for the years passed through me like air, like water. School friends who turned into suburban matrons, bar friends, one-night stands who were dead of AIDS or tenured or in jail, or suburban matrons, great-aunts, grandparents of whom I have nothing to tell my daughter. Those dead Jews on both sides of the Atlantic disappear again as the year 2000 washes us under. Seize the days, or the years will seize them, leaving just the blink of a burnt-out light bulb with a shard of filament left inside that ticks when it's shaken. Fix the days in words, and the years will seize them anyway. A bracketed dates, an out-of-print book, story nobody told, rooms locked and phone disconnected, cemetery no one will ever visit. Who knows where my grandparents' graves are? Who cut through the gauze unveiling my mother's tombstone? I didn't. Light is still alive in the table lamp I switch on in the 9 o'clock twilight. Music still alive in street noise. Mine, one more shadow drawing the curtains. I just want to wake up beside my love, who wakes beside me. One of us will die sooner. One of us is going to outlive the other. But we're alive now.
Comes our guest, Romy Smith, reading Dusk, July by Mary May. Mary O'Donnell has asked to hear anything by Imtiaz Darga, and Romy, you've chosen The Welcome. And it celebrates a place where I guess you probably spend a fair amount of time.
Libraries and books.
Libraries and...
Yeah. I think it does. I think it does many, many things. I think the welcome is to yourself, but I think it is to the opening page of a book and the idea that this space called the page invites you as a reader in.
You were running on broken glass, a child chased by nightmares down shuttered streets, until at last you came to this door. Here are rooms made of hope, shelves full of voices that call you in. They say you can stop running now, pull out a chair and sit. For you, they lay a table with a feast that tastes of places in your dreams, honey from the hive, warm bread, words like spices. This is where people come alive to speak their stories in ink and blood on wild nights, dappled afternoons, telling of fallen tyrants, drought and flood under desert stars and Arctic moons. They spin legends and conjure myths in mother tongues and other tongues that give your accent to their dance with death, their love of life, the songs they sing. You have been welcomed in to books that smell like ancient trees, standing here with broken spines, opening like thoughts set free. And as the pages turn, your breath quickens with something you always knew in your blood, like remembered faith. When you open the book, it opens you.
That was poet Imtiaz Darga reading The Welcome. And we welcome your requests. Please write to Poetry Please, BBC Bristol BS8 2LR. Email poetry.please@bbc.co.uk or tweet @bbcpoetryplease. Another much-loved British poet now, requested by Bernard O'Neill. What is Tithonus by Alice Oswald all about?
Well, it's a Greek myth. It is the story of Tithonus, who was beloved by Dawn. And Dawn asks Zeus to ensure that Tithonus cannot die. What I absolutely love about Alice Oswald's work is not only the music, and I have a special edition of this book that has the fretwork for the guitarist or the string player in the margins in the book. I love the fact that it is written specifically to last the length of time between the sun rising at midsummer and the dawn appearing at its height, in its fullest. That idea of a piece being written to celebrate that moment so that it would be read and indeed performed. Oswald performed it at dawn.
As soon as dawn appears. As soon as dawn appears. 4:17, dressed only in her clouds, and murk hangs down over hills as if guilty. Two rooks quite high above steel blue, still a star, and something similar to laughter moves up from below, making ducks distracted. Two sounds you can hear at this tucked-up hour, when a man rolls over and pulls his grief to his chin, and his feet have no covers. First this, the sound of everything repeating, then this, the sound of everything repeating.
Alice Oswald reading an extract from her long poem, Tithonus. Now, Mummy, you're based in good old Leeds, I'm very fond of Leeds, as is this next poet. Now tell us about Jason Allen Payson's wonderfully titled I Pull Myself Through Tight Spaces Through the Twists. That's a title and a half, isn't it? Tell me about the poem and him.
There are a number of cultural references in his work, and the opening line that you've just read, which is the title, is taken from Luigi Pirandello, the playwright's work. And I, in this poem, is the poet, but is also Othello.
I pull myself through tight spaces, through the twists and turns of the matter's dim alleyways. The locks won't do, but I insist. I sleep the days away. No one can see me, ghost actor. Will it be worth it? Will it be worth it? My woman has left me, no ground left under me. My granny now lies in the earth. September spiraled into October, October into a circle of shadows. Show me the hidden side of the script. The question of the futile terrorizes me. There are many sides. Bodies, mainly mine, I see now rushing around on the edge of Acheron, hurrying to one side, then fleeing in opposite direction. Show me the hidden side of the script. I want the kind of life that can be read, not piddling, paltry, mooching along instead. Why do I always have to be translated, never well represented? I need to find a place to be spectacular. In this place, I am too many things, and life is easier when you singular.
I Pull Myself Through Tight Spaces Through the Twists by Jason Allen Payson. Another friend of the program now, John Passon. Will you perform with the Blue?
I have. A few years ago at Manchester Literature Festival, I had the great privilege to work alongside him. We had been booked for the same event, and impromptu, he asked if he might accompany me on guitar, and it was just such a beautiful moment of generosity. I feel Don Patterson's work, like Alice Oswald's work, has spell caught within the lines. There's a magic. They're both formless, which excites me what they do with form. There's a music and a conjuring that happens in the lines, and I think genuinely that there is magic at work and beauty.
Let's listen then to Two Trees by Tom Hansen.
One morning, Don Miguel got out of bed with one idea rooted in his head. The grass is orange to the lemon tree. It took him the whole day to work them free and lay open their sides and lash them tight. For 12 months, from the shame or from the fright, they put forth nothing. But one day there appeared two lights in the dark leaves. Over the years, the limbs would get themselves so tangled up, each bough looked like it gave a double crop, and not one kid in the village didn't know the magic tree in Miguel's patio. The man who bought the house had had no dream, so who can say what dark, malicious whim led him to take his axe and split the bowl along his fused seam, and then dig 2 holes?
Okay.
And no, they did not die from solitude, nor did their branches bear a sterile fruit, nor did their unhealed flanks weep every spring for those 4 yards that lost them everything, as each strained in its shackled route to face the other's empty, intricate embrace. They were trees, and trees don't weep. But the poem is about.
Two Trees, written and read by Don Patterson. I think it's time for some more music. Sonny's Letter by the wonderful Linton Kwesi Johnson has been requested by Michelle Zebo.
Sonny's Letter is an extraordinary poem. It is a poem that takes the form of a letter written by a son to his mother, explaining to his mother how he finds himself now in prison. It is devastating, and its relevance remains. It was written by Linton in 1979, and its pertinence is still with us at a time when Stop and Search, which the poem is a reaction to, and a protest against Stop and Search being the laws that permitted police to be able to stop and search people under mere suspicion that they may be committing a crime, and that set of laws have been disproportionately used against black people. And Linton's poem is a rallying cry against that, and it haunts me as a poem, and its words stay with me, and it is devastatingly beautiful.
London Southwest School, England. Dear Mama, good day. I hope that when these few lines reach you, they may find you in the best of health. Mama, I really don't know how to tell you this, because I did make a solemn promise to take care of little Jim and try my best to look out for him. Mama, I really did try my best, but nonetheless, I'm sorry to tell you, sir, poor little Jim get hurt. It was the middle of the rush hour when everybody just a hustle and a bustle to go home to the evening shower. Me and Jim stand up waiting for the bus, not causing no fuss, when all of a sudden a policeman pull up. Out come 3 policemen, all of them carrying batons. They want straight up to me and Jim. One of them hold on to Jim, them taking him in. Jim tell him to let go of him, or him not do nothing, and him not thief, not eating a button. Jim start to wriggle, the police start to giggle. Mama, make I tell you what them do to Jim. Mama, make I tell you what them do to him. Them pump him in him belly and it turn to jelly. Them lick him on him back and him ribs get pop. Them lick him on him head but it pop like a lip. Them kick him in the seat and it starts to bleed. Mama, I just couldn't stand up here and do nothing. So me took one in him eye and he started to cry. Me pump one in him mouth and he started to shout. Me took one on his chin and he started to spin. Me pump him on his chin and he drop on a knee and crash and dead. Mama, more policemen come down and he hit to the ground. Them charge him with sus. Them charge him for murder. Mama, don't fret. Don't get depressed and down on you. Be of good courage. Till I hear from you. I remain your son, Sonny.
That was Sonny's letter by Linton Kwesi Johnson. Robbie, it was delightful. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your choices and your wit and your knowledge. Have a good journey back to Leeds.
Thank you, Roger. It's been such a pleasure and honestly privileged to be here. I listen to Poetry Please all the time at home, and it's a programme that I have often dreamed of being a part of. So, thank you.
Poetry Please was presented by Roger McGough and produced in Bristol by Sally Heaven.